Hi, hello, welcome and welcome back to yet another interesting episode on your favorite Little Sla YouTube channel. So today in this video, we are going to see what is a sticky session. And in fact, this is one of the concept which we have discussed when we were discussing about the load balancer or load imbalancing or load balancing issues. So this is one important thing which every performance engineer or a developer should understand on what a sticky session, because there are advantages and the disadvantages as well for sticky sessions. So we'll in this video we'll see what are sticky sessions, how do they work, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of the sticky sessions. And before we move on to this video, this is me, your Vasant Shanmugam, your very well known Vasant Shanmugam, and this is the only channel where we were discussing about more of a performance testing on daily basis. Daily I post videos on the very most common frequently asked questions, and you're uh, clarifying your queries. So this again is one of the best YouTube channel which you have to subscribe for learning more content. And before okay, don't forget to subscribe. So again, give a like if you give a thumbs up if you like this video, and share the video with your friends. um, Join the channel for motivating me. And yeah, so let's now go to the video. So now, what is sticky session? So sticky session, which is also called as session persistence, or a way to ensure that once a user starts interacting with the website, they keep connecting to the same server every time. And this is especially important when websites are hosted on multiple servers using a load balancer, which splits the incoming traffic among the servers to handle large number of users. So before we move on to the importance of sticky sessions, let me quickly explain you how does this sticky session works. So when a user first visits a website, they are assigned to one of these servers, and for the rest of the session, the load balancer will make sure all their requests go to the same server. And this is important. I mean, this process or this feature is important because the server might store temporary data like your shopping cart details or their login info. And if the user's request were sent to a different server, that data might not be available, leading to a broken experience. So that is the reason whenever log into a online shopping application, and you keep on adding your items in your cart, uh, if the sticky session were not in place, the next time when you click a link, your request might go to a different server which does not know what is in your cart, and it could appear empty. So sticky sessions actually prevent this issue by always sending you back to the same server, so your shopping cart, your login status, and any other session data stay consistent until you check out or until you log off. So in simple terms, sticky session helps the load balancer to keep track of users so that they are always sent back to the same server they started with. That ensures a smooth and consistent experience across while using the website. And now we will see the importance of sticky sessions. So sticky sessions are useful for websites and apps or applications, I would say, that keep temporary information like shopping carts or personalized content on specific servers, because sticky sessions make sure that once a user starts interacting with the website, they always connect to the same server, which keeps things running smoothly. So this is really important for applications that store session data or information that only exist while you are using the app on the server. So now we'll see the key reasons with examples. So the first thing is consistent user experience. So when I say consistent user experience, so imagine you're shopping online and you have added some items to your cart, but the website needs to remember those items until you check out. And these sticky sessions make sure that every time you click on something else, like a new page, your request goes to the same server that stores your cart. This keeps your shopping experience smooth and consistent. That's why I told you it gives you a consistent user experience. And then the second thing, which is session data integrity. So what is session data integrity? So in an e-commerce site, the server keeps track of things like the items in your cart, and sticky sessions ensure that you always communicate to the same server so your cart items don't disappear. And without the sticky session, you might be sent to a different server that does not know about your cart or any items that you store in your cart. So this will lead to confusion or missing data. And next is the improved performance. So when the same server handles your session from start to finish, with from start to end, there is no need to copy or no need to sync your session data across multiple servers, and this reduces extra work for the system, and in turn it speeds up the website so you get faster responses. And the fourth advantage or the fourth importance is the simplified architecture. So sticky sessions make things simpler for developers because they don't need to create complex systems to share session data between servers, and this makes the website easier to build and maintain. And finally, personalizing these services. So think of a user dashboard where everything is customized just for you, like your recent purchases, your favorite products, and when you see any of your website where you are frequently purchasing, like a Zomato or any other shopping websites where you go to your server, you log into the server and immediately you see your favorite items, right, or your recent purchases. So these are some of the things, like they personalize your services by using the sticky session. So with the sticky session, the same server can keep all your personal data in one place and they deliver it to you very quickly, so instead of fetching it from multiple places. So whenever you go to your regular website where you order multiple things, they will show you like these are the items that you have recently purchased and these are your favorite items, so do you want to order it again, right? So that's why that's how the sticky sessions works. And just to give you another example, so imagine you log into your favorite online store and you add some shoes to your cart, and sticky sessions make sure that all your actions like your browsing, your adding or your addition of more items are handled by the same server. So this way the server remembers your cart and it does not accidentally lost track of what you are doing, and it also provide you a smooth shopping experience. And now we'll move to the next topic. So far, we saw about what is sticky session and what are the importance of sticky sessions. And in this part, we'll see how do the sticky session works. So, what are sticky sessions and how it works? So, like I told you earlier, um, sticky sessions will help websites to remember who you are while you're using them. So when you visit a website and do things like login and add items to your shopping cart, that information is kept on a server for the duration of your visit, which we call it as a session. And there is one more thing which we call it as client server interaction. So when you interact with a website, your device, which I mean in terms of the technology, the technique, I would say, which is the client. So your device, which is your client, sends a request to a server, and that's how we normally do the performance or any request. So during a session, the server stores data about you, like your login status and what is in your cart, to make sure everything works smoothly. So how does it work? So without sticky session, imagine you are shopping online. Normally, a load balancer, which is a tool that helps to distribute user request, will send your request to a different server. So if you make multiple requests like clicking to view items or checking out, those requests might go to different servers, and this can cause problems because one server might not know what the other is doing. For example, if your cart is on one server, you get sent to another server and it won't know what is in your cart, which lead to confusion. So with sticky session, what happens is the load balancer will ensure that all your requests go to the same server every time. So if you add shoes to your cart, that information is stored on one specific server. So whenever you click something else, your requests are directed back to that same server, which knows exactly what's in your cart. And this makes your experience seamless and prevent any issue. So that's how the sticky session works. So now you know what happens if you do not have sticky session and what will happen if you have sticky sessions in your load balancer configuration. And now we'll move to the next topic. So now the most important part of this video, which is what are the techniques to implement these sticky sessions. Sticky sessions can be set up using different methods and each one has its own benefits. So here are some of the common ways to do it. So the first thing is cookies. So when you first visit a website, we know we all get that cookie information, cookie pop-up message, uh, where the server will create a small piece of data called a cookie and it will store it in your web browser. So this cookie contains a session ID, which is like a name tag for your visit. So every time you make a request, your browser sends this cookie back to the server, and this way the server knows it's you and it can send your request to the correct server that has all your session information. For example, think of a cookie like a library card. So when you go to the library, main in our scenario, it's a website. So they give you a card, which is a cookie that tells them who you are. So whenever you want to borrow a book, you make a request, you show your card so that they can find your account. So that's how the cookie works. And the second part is the IP address based. So this method uses your IP address, a unique number which is assigned to your device to keep track of which server you connected to first. So when you make a new request, the system checks your IP address and sends you back to the same server you used before. For example, it's like a restaurant that remembers your table number. So if you sit at table 5, which is in this scenario your IP address, so they will always direct you back to that table. However, this method can be less reliable because your IP address might change, because most of us do not have a static IP. It could be a dynamic IP. Whenever your ISP, your internet service provider, might keep on changing your IP. So especially if you're on a mobile device or using Wi-Fi in different locations. So whenever you go outside, you use your mobile and you connect it to Wi-Fi through to a public Wi-Fi. So in those scenarios, your IP address might change, or definitely it will change. So in those scenarios, this will not work. So the next part is the URL parameter. So here the session ID is added directly to the website address, which mainly the URL, which we call it as URL. So when you first make a request, so each time you click on something, your browser includes that session ID in the URL. So for example, imagine your website address is like a treasure map, and the session ID acts like an X that marks the spot of your session data. So however, this method can make the URL long and messy, and it's not very secure because anyone can see your session ID in the URL. And finally, the session identifier in the request header. So instead of using cookies or URL parameters, this method, which is the session identifier method, will send a special tag called a session identifier in the request headers. And the load balancer look at this identifier to know which server should handle your requests. For example, this is similar to wearing a name tag at an event. So the staff can quickly see who you are, and they'll guide you to the right place based on your name tag, whether you're a guest or you're a participant or you are a judge. So based on that, so this is how the session identifier in the request header will work. So now we'll move on to the next part. So the last part of the video, where we are going to discuss the benefits versus the drawbacks of the sticky session. So when it comes to the benefits, we have sticky sessions offer several advantages, especially for applications that need to remember user information during their visit. So out of which, the first benefit is the consistency. Sticky sessions make sure that all your requests go to the same server, which keeps your experiences steady. And this is important for applications that need to remember things like what is in your shopping cart, or in your login status. And the next thing is the performance. And because the same server handles your data, there is no need to keep sending information back and forth between different servers, and this makes the website faster and it improves the overall performance. And that's why we get faster response times whenever we use sticky sessions. And the last advantage is the simplicity. Sticky sessions can make the setup easier for developers. They don't have to create complicated systems to share session data between the servers, which simplifies the design of the application. And when it comes to the drawback, the first part is the scalability. So sticky sessions can create an uneven load on servers. So if certain users are always directed to specific servers, those servers can get overloaded while others don't have much traffic, and this can slow things down and affect how well the system works overall. And the second drawback is the reliability. So if the server goes down, all the sessions connected to that server will automatically get affected, which we all know. So this can lead to a frustrating experience for the user. So just imagine you were uh, adding everything to the shopping cart, and that particular server is overloaded, and when it goes down, just imagine how much level of frustration we get. And setting up backup systems for sticky sessions can be very tricky. So in fact, there is no option for that as well. So finally, the state management. So with sticky sessions, the server needs to keep track of user data, and this can complicate things when trying to expand or to manage the application, and especially if it's to spread across multiple locations. So overall, in short, sticky sessions help you improve user experience and performance by keeping all your requests within the same server or with the same server. However, they also lead to some challenges, which we see the scalability part, the reliability, and the state management in terms of balancing the server loads, handling failures, and managing the data effectively. So with that, I come to an end and definitely believe this video would be very useful to you for your work and for your interview questions. So with that, I come to an end and I definitely believe this video will be very useful to you. So until I meet you in my next video, it's bye bye from Asan Shinmugam and your favorite Little Star YouTube channel. Take care and bye bye.